So yes, we
Anyway,
have fun with language barrier when it comes to uh, English speaking and Tagalog speaking young Filipinos who don't and Lynn has never spoken much English until the last 2 to 3 years, probably last 2 years. So her knowledge of English is good. She speaks good, but she still has to understand what I'm saying. And sometimes I need to slow down on how I talk because, as in my own proper language, I speak a little faster, as she does when she speaks Tagalog. When she speaks Tagalog, it's like, brrr. That's all I hear is like it's like a chainsaw just kind of went off because she speaks really fast. And I'm sure it sounds like that to her when I speak English and I don't slow down. So yes, the language barrier is real, and there probably is. I'm sure some Filipinos out there that haven't, and Lynn has never been out of the Philippines neither. So I'm sure there's some Filipinos out there that maybe pick up on English pretty good, and Lynn picks up on it really good. But like I said, she's only been involved in the English language part for the last 2 to 3 years. So um, learning all the words over again, understanding what they mean is the big deal, right? When you learn any language, the meaning of the word is a big deal. And she can misunderstand what a word means a lot of times because she hasn't been involved in English speaking for a couple years. So that happens when I talk to her, happens to her when she does her live stream on her regular channel. She misunderstands what people are saying to her, whether it's in chat, whether it's spoken. So language barrier is a big deal, and you have to be patient. Just like she has to be patient, she has to. Here's the issue. Like I keep telling her, if you don't understand what I said, please let me know. But she's too nice of a person to say that. She doesn't say that she didn't understand. She didn't understand. And what I mean by understanding is understanding the meaning of it. So I wake up this morning expecting to do some videos, and then I get this message that she's going to do her video on Monday. And I'm like, well, okay, I'm going back to bed then because I'm not doing a video by myself. And she thought I was going to do a live stream and she was going to do a video. So, so it was, so that's what I mean. Language barrier is a big deal. Especially if you're talking seriously with each other, when you have your private times, you're talking seriously with each other. You have to make sure that you understand what she's meaning by her saying, and this goes with any country that is not, if you go to Mexico or something, they speak Spanish. If anybody ever took Spanish in high school, it's backwards to English. They say things backwards than the way we say it. And it's the same with the Tagalog. It's backwards from the way we say it in English. So sometimes processing it, you have to turn the sentence around. And so, yeah, you have to have a lot of patience with each other, but you also have to have a lot of understanding to say, Lynn, I didn't understand what you said. And Lynn has to have the understanding to say to me, Scott, I did not understand what you said or what you meant. And I had no problem repeating myself, and she doesn't neither once she gets done laughing about it anyway. So language barrier is a big deal, especially when you're in an LDR. So guys,
yeah.
keep that in mind. And, I'm not telling anybody that's been over there or anything like that, anything they don't know. Lynn?
Hmm. Yeah.
She's, when she laughs like that, means she's thinking about what she has to say. It's your turn, Miss Lynn.
Sure.
Your turn.
Yeah. it language barrier is so it's very big deal when it's and when it comes LDR relationship, especially because
And she's not laughing at anything other than what she's saying. She's laughing at herself because she's speaking English, and she's getting what's called in the Philippines a nosebleed.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's big deal. So so that's why it's very challenging, especially for me, no, about that language barrier and, and how to speak English. It's very big challenging for me when it comes in LDR.
And misunderstandings.
Yeah, and misunderstanding also.
Are they
So
always
now,
are they always the fault of the man, or are they sometimes the fault of the Filipino also?
for me now, for me is it depends the. I think me that's my fault because I didn't really understand well.
And you didn't tell me you didn't understand.
And sometimes, yeah, I tell you if I didn't understand, but
Yeah.
sometimes I thought that that's my understand like that. Or you said we're gonna do video. I thought video each other like we are go there in the outside like that
Right.
because our we talk about pre-recording right in live stream. So I thought it's different than the video, like that. So for me, it's very hard. And now in in 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, we're having communication, video call, or talking every day. In the first 3 days, it sounds like good, no, but when it comes to serious topic, yeah, this is it. For me, it's very big challenge because not because I'm to be because a star here, but because how to understand how and also how to deliver my sentence to Scott, and it's very challenging. So it's big affect if you are not each other short. Was it long patient if you are not? Well, how can I say that one?
Yeah. I was just thinking of something. My phone blew my brain off. Though.
So it's
It's as simple as she could say something to me that she might be asking a question of me, but the way she um, uh, says the sentence or the question, it comes out as a sentence, like a remark. So you have to kind of sometimes you have to sit yourself and as an English speaking guy, you have to kind of let it soak in for a minute because like I said, they're Tagalog, Spanish language too. It's backwards from English, so when they translate it, they have to translate it and turn it around. So saying a sentence sometimes comes out backwards or comes out words that wouldn't go in that place as we say them. So
mm,
sometimes she'll say something and I'll have to sit there and go and think about it a minute, make sure I understand what she's saying. If I don't understand, I'll tell her. But a lot of times, it's just moving one word in a sentence or something can make a big difference on how you say stuff to somebody. You can, just for an example, like if you make a sentence uh, uh, to somebody, it could come off as a wrong way, like you're being mean, but she's not being, but the way she said it, it comes off as being mean, but she didn't mean it that way. So, that's the language barrier. It is real. It is tough, especially when you first introduce yourself into the Filipino culture. If
mm,
you don't speak the Tagalog or Bisayan and stuff, whatever they speak, you have to be very patient and understand, because they are. One thing about Filipino people is they are, and I have not had the fortune to be there yet. But they are very nice and very understanding and very patient. And Lynn is the same way. And so you just have to be the same way. You have to be patient and understanding with the language and stuff,
mm,
you know. And sometimes, and don't worry about. Yeah, you have to make it's, and this is with any woman. I don't care if she's if she speaks English or does not speak English. If you have a sense of humor and they don't, it's hard to work. Because
Mhm.
if you make a joke and she doesn't understand it, she thinks you're being rude. She's going to go into a tempo and not talk to you. We'll get the tempo in another video. But so you have to be careful on how you say things too. As I talk when I talk to Lynn, I have to be careful because I have said things and she takes it the wrong way and she gets upset. And so it's both ways. It really is, right, Lynn?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Also, I forgot.
You look like you
So,
just got out of jail.
so, and also, I think language, is that language barrier, what this, a problem in a LDR relationship?
Well, it's not a problem. It's just something you have to deal with. I wouldn't call it a problem. I would say it's a language barrier is something that is added to our relationship that we have to learn about each other, which is something. If I was dating an American woman here, I wouldn't have that part to learn. But it is part of our LDR that we're learning, understanding. But it's also when you're in a new relationship, it's learning a person's attitude, what they
Mhm.
laugh about, what they don't like to hear about, stuff like that. So that's all part of it. Language barriers is one more thing added on to it. It doesn't, it affects us, I think, in the beginning more than it will as we go along. The more we go along, the more you'll understand. Because
Mhm.
Lynn has a vision. I should call it a vision when I text her, and she says, "Sounds. It looks like you're." And this way she says it. It looks like you're not happy. And I'm like, well, why would you say I'm not happy? Well, it looks like you're not happy. I said, all I did was text you. How you don't see me? So the way she's saying that is different than what it would be normally said. Because the way she says it is kind of like we're on a video chat. And we're not. We're texting. So that's what I mean about how they say things. The sentence is different than the way we would say it because we speak English every day of our life. And
Mhm.
so instead of being looks, it should be from the looks of your text message, it looks like you're not happy. But she said it looks like you're not happy, and I said, well, can you see me? you know, so you know that's what I mean about language barrier. And once I get used to how she talks her English, then I understand what she's saying. You know,
Mhm.
she replaces words. Like I said, looks like you're not happy. Well, you can't see me, but she's talking about my text message and stuff like that. And so once you get that, and the same with her, once she understands um, that she can step in and say, okay, slow down, because I tend to talk too fast. So she also needs to tend to step up and say, slow down and re-say what you just said because I don't understand.
Okay.
And then that helps. Just the same with me. I will tell her when I don't understand what she said.
Okay. So yeah. So so language barrier need more patience, especially when you are new each other and learning, no? Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
so
absolutely.
long patience. Because for me, for me in a relationship, I believe that if you are if you are each other sounds like how can we say that thing? It's it's like you in love each other, something like how can we say that one? I feel that even if you are not understand each other, but in your heart sounds like one, like that. That's
Yeah,
what I feel. So I cannot express my feeling how to feel like, but in my heart I feel like, oh, like they have something wrong. They have not didn't understand our language, but in our heart I feel that I can't connect you like that. How can I say that
You
one?
can you connect each other's feelings without even
Yeah,
talking.
yeah. Even if we didn't talk or misunderstood each other like that, but I feel like, you know, I didn't speak now hard, but it's connect like sounds something there have something wrong like that. So we didn't understand like what we said the last night we're doing have a video or food what's that pre-recording, but for me in my heart looks like there have something wrong. It's connect to your heart that you know how can I say that one? It's
Well,
hard to explain.
and it was my fault for calling. I call them pre-records when you do videos like this,
Mhm.
because everybody does so many live streams. And so I guess what she was telling me a little while ago is that I need to just call them a video. If I said we're going to do a video, then she would understand it. But I called it a pre-record. So she thought that I was going to pre-record something that we were going to do on a live stream and stuff. So, like I said, it's nobody's fault. It's just a misunderstanding on the language barrier. And it's funny that it happened on this video that we were going to do language barriers. But it's that's
Uh-huh.
what I mean. You have to be patient. I wasn't upset about it. I was wanting to go back to sleep anyway. So, um, and then
Uh-huh.
she thought I was upset about it because she could read my feelings. I don't, at me,
Oh,
but
it's
everything
good.
worked out. We're fine.
That's mhm. So because I didn't believe also that look at this language barrier. There's so many relationship, not only Filipina or Italian with English American. It what's that different LDR. So many people get married or have a relationship with the same country, but look at that. Even if they are we're same like same country, same language, same everything because you are same country. But you are in what's it? You're married, you're in relationship, but not all long last. Not because of language barrier. That's because how to what's this? How to manage how to manage or how's this their relationship. No, that's not because of language barrier. So look at that Filipino married after 2 years or they have already two kids and they are separated like that. So it means not because of language barrier, your relationship not work or what's that? How can I explain that? You know?
Well, yeah, you shouldn't let your relationship break up because of the language barrier. You should be
No,
able
not
to
because.
find a way to communicate with each other, uh, one way or another. I know. Um, People have talked about that. They've been in relationships where it was very hard to communicate, and had to use certain ways to communicate with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Either I know a lot of Americans that have learned Tagalog or Bisayan to talk with their girlfriends. I can barely speak English myself, so learning another language, I
Mm-hmm.
can probably learn some words and stuff, but don't think I'm smart enough to be fluent in Tagalog or Bisayan. And, so for me, and talking with Lynn, to learn another language is a big deal. And over there in
Mm-hmm.
Philippines, I think Lynn, what is it, two or three different languages in the Philippines? You said, and plus English on top of that. So that to me, that's like wow. I'm just amazed I can speak English.
Mm-hmm.
So do you
And
think is
also
do you let me ask you, do you think a language barrier, I guess a language barrier can break up an LDR, but should a language barrier break up an LDR, or should they try to work through that?
for me no. I think no, not break up when it in terms of language barriers.
Well,
You know,
plus they have a couple different translators out there that if you know that you
Mhm.
have if you need to use it until one of you can learn each other's language a little bit, where you can communicate a little bit better that way. You can use that translator.
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah, you can use translator or Google translator if
Yeah,
if
yeah.
mhm. If
So
it's
anyway,
more.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
See, she'll do that to me too. She'll be talking, and then all of a sudden her voice starts getting lower and lower, and it's like I can't hear you no more because she's shy, and she starts talking, kind of like talking to herself, trying to make sure she's saying the right words, but she doesn't realize her voice is getting softer and softer, and where I can't hear her. And yes, I'm old.
Mhm.
No, I don't need a hearing aid that I know of. But it's she just does that. That's just because she's shy and she starts backing off. Um, she's worried that she's not speaking correctly or something. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know exactly what it is, but it she just does that. It's just something she does, and I'm used to it. And I just go, "Oh, wait a minute, I can't hear you no more." So then she comes back speaking.
Mhm. As a LDR language barrier in new beginning in beginning in relationship. So this is my part because we are in beginning. So it's hard for me the language barrier, but not because of that. I didn't feel that that's not our hindrance, something like that.
Well, and you told me the other day that since we've been talking, this is the most English you've ever talked in a long time, probably ever, I guess, in one day.
Uh-huh.
All right, everybody. So that's our short video or whatever you want to call it for language barriers. I'm sure we'll do another one down the road somewhere as we come across things. And we want to thank you guys for coming to our channel, watching our videos, spending your 15, 20 minutes with us. We do appreciate it. And
Yeah.
so thank you all for coming out. And I'm going to turn it over to Miss Lynn just to show you language barriers. And she's going to say thank you and goodbye in Tagalog. And so
Mm.
in English, thank you again for stopping by. Lynn, it's all yours.
Oo guys, maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Naway suportahan niyo po ang aming channel about LDR, about any kind of topic guys. And so, huwag kayong magsawang manood at salamat ng marami. And please guys, don't forget to subscribe, click notification bell, and please like, share, comment down below. And thank you so much for watching. Okay.
I have to wait. I have no idea what she said. So
Huh?
I said I have to wait. I have no idea what she said.
Okay.
But what?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And also, we wanted to ask you guys that watch our videos if you have questions for us. If you have questions about LDR, put them in the comments for now, and
Yeah.
maybe we'll start something in our community. We're going to ask people to give us questions that we can answer for you. And we're not the smartest people in the world, so don't believe everything we tell you. But you can believe her. This one, you can believe this one over here. Don't believe what I say. But thank you again, everybody.
Thank
Have a
you
good
so
night.
much.
Have a good day, good night, whatever the case may be.
Thank you and God bless everyone. See you my next vlog.
Oh, my next. Oh, now it's her blog. Okay.